one. Hello, everybody. We are back. We are back for day 3 of Emergence Immersion. We got Erica in the house. We got Gigi. We got Claire. Hello, everybody. We've got Kelly Renee. We've got Christina, Elizabeth. Welcome, welcome. We've got Roxy. Amazing Heather, Deepak, Thomas, good to see you. Magic Mike, Edwin, woo-woo, there we go. Deepak, we got a video, there we go. I love it, okay, amazing. I love seeing your videos on. It is so helpful for us, especially as facilitators and our team, to just connect with you guys as humans, to really get to know you, to see you. Yeah, it feels so nice. Hi, Roxy. Yeah, good. I love it. So good seeing your beautiful face. Amazing. All right, so we are diving in to day 3 of Emergence. And our mantra for today is, it is safe to love with an open heart. So today we're going deep and we're going intimate. If we haven't already, we're going even deeper and more intimate. How's everybody feeling today? I'd love to hear in the chat. How are you right now in this moment? Just coming into this call. How are you feeling? What's kind of in your world, in your frequency? I'd love to just get a little pulse of the room today. Specifically, you know, we're middle of the week. There's so much happening in our lives, I'm sure. For us, it's the end of the day. Some of us, it's the beginning of the day, you know, depending on where you are in the world. We've got Erica feeling a little scattered. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Claire, overwhelmed. It's your work day. Oh, your 6-day work week. Okay, that's a lot. Alawan, a little bit of tired. Lots of work on the land today. Edwin, you're amazing. I love it. Gigi, moving through a lot, but moving, and that's what counts. I love that. Yes. Christina, impatience. Yeah, I feel you. Michael, you're on a 5 parallel timeline. Well, you're in the right place because we're diving into stage 5 today. Elizabeth, amazing. Heather, heavy but hopeful. I love that. Heavy but hopeful. Beautiful. Kelly Ann, busy year. It's a whole year right now happening. Kelly Renee, thank you. Okay, amazing. I love it. Woo, woo. Okay, cool. It's good to get like a pulse and just kind of acknowledge where we're all at. We've got some dancing emojis in here. I love it. So good. So yesterday, we dove into stages 2 and stages 4, and we kind of bridged stage 2 and stage 4. And if today is your first day, I'd also love for you to type it in the chat, because we've been going through the 7 stages of awakening journey. We are going to review it today and introduce to you guys a brand new stage. Yesterday, we had Cam Fraser, who is the leading sacred sexuality coach in Australia for men's sexuality. And we had Tiffany Mertens, who did an embodied movement activity. And then yesterday, we ended the day with talking about sexual repression and how literally every single person in the world is impacted by assault and sexuality, and what it means for the feminine and the masculine to relate again in the world. And we talked about how important that is for the stage 4 journey. And today, you know, that kind of seeded this concept of learning how to live with an open heart. And today, we're going to really anchor that by bringing in sovereignty. So if yesterday was more about freedom and freeing ourselves from the shadows and the repression, today is about liberation and expanding into and embodying what it actually means to live with an open heart. Yeah, how was yesterday for everybody? Was it impactful? I'd love to hear. I know I got some shares from you guys in the chats on Instagram and, you know, Facebook Messenger and text message. I got all the different things. Everybody was sending me messages. I love hearing your stories. I love hearing your shares. I love hearing how things are impacting you. It's helpful for us too, we're listening to your energy and then showing up and going in even deeper to what you're actually needing. So that's super helpful. Edwin says, holy moly, the dancing was so powerful. I love it. It's so good. Yes. Yeah, we got to do a lot of amazing things yesterday. It was super helpful. And so we are so fortunate to have such incredible experts who have literally devoted their entire lives to studying these things and then bringing them here so that we can learn from them. And we're even more blessed to have them with us for an entire year inside of the community. Who here has already logged into the community network? I know we have a few of you. I know Claire, you logged in and you were in there. So good. I know Michael's in there. If you haven't yet logged into the platform, I would love for you to join the platform. That's where we upload the replays. That's where we have our weekly men's groups, our women's groups. So you can kind of get in there and start exploring the platform, visiting the community. You can kind of get to know the different people. We have different events happening all the time. It's just an amazing place to be. All you do is create a profile, and we have like our own little social media off of social media, which is nice because it's not restricted. We're free in there. So the replays are going to be uploaded until next Wednesday. So if you missed a talk or you want to rewatch a talk, you can find them there until next Wednesday. After that, it's going to be $500. So please, if you want to watch, go ahead and watch it before next Wednesday. Then it's going to be converted into a course. This whole thing that you're getting for free, we're then going to be selling to the general public. Yeah. So it's super easy to get in there. And again, all week on Emergence, we're going to be giving away gifts and prizes. And so today we are going to announce the Emergence giveaway challenge for our dance challenge. So yesterday we did a dance challenge. We had a few of you guys enter that dance challenge. And the winner of today's challenge, or yesterday's challenge, day 2, who gets to win the Sensuals Rituals Playbook with Tiffany, is Caitlin Johnson. Caitlin, can you go ahead and take yourself off of mute? We want to go ahead and give you a congratulations.
Thank you.
So good. And today we have a very special giveaway. Jessica Marshall is going to be giving a one-on-one coaching session. And the way to win today's session is by going on our Instagram page at Chrysalis Space and tagging 3 people in the post, and you're going to be entered to win the giveaway. And Jessica is actually speaking today. So you're going to get to taste all of her magic, all of her mastery, and then you have a chance to actually win a coaching session with her. All you have to do is tag 3 friends in the post and you're automatically entered to win. So exciting. So the theme of today is about sovereignty. And this entire immersion is about creating the life of your dreams, right? It's about becoming a conscious creator of your reality by purifying your thoughts, purifying your energetic body, and literally manifesting your entire world through your state of being, so that your energy is magnetic, your heart is supercharged, the supercharged magnet, and the entire world is then mirroring who you are as a human being and the way that you show up in the world. And so this is the essence of stage 6. What we're describing is the essence of stage 6, but we're taking you on a journey to actually getting there, right? Because if we just start at stage 6, then we're totally able to access stage 6 at any time. But we have all these programs and these beliefs and all of these patterns and sometimes this victim consciousness that holds everybody. We all can acknowledge that we all have moments in our lives where we are deeply diving into stage 1 material, deeply in stage 2 material. And that holds us back from being a conscious creator of our reality in the way that we want. We're still creating our reality, but sometimes we're creating a reality out of fear and scarcity. And what we want to do is create out of abundance and this beautiful, blissful energy. And so today we're focusing on stage 5 in our 7-stage journey, and it's going to get a little more advanced. So as a review, I'm going to go ahead and share. And today we're going to focus on stage 5 material. So I'm going to go ahead and share the 7 stages again, so you guys can get, so some of you guys have been taking notes on all the 7 stages. Yeah, you guys can all see my screen. So we started off with stages 1, the dark night of the soul archetype. Yeah. So this was all about moving from victimhood into freedom. Yeah. By moving through avoidance. Stage 2, the soul searcher. We dove into that yesterday. We talked about the eager explorer, the emerging visionary, and I'm going to go through. And today we're talking about the empowered leader. So this is where we're going. So again, stage 1 was about moving from avoidance to freedom by overcoming victimhood. That's the journey. Yeah. So this was about nervous system regulation. This was around recognizing trauma responses. Yeah. So we did a bunch of activities around this. And we also talked about moving from judgment to acceptance by overcoming shame. So stage 2 is the self-love and self-acceptance journey, right? It's about moving through perfection. And it's about reprogramming our relationship to our emotions and taking responsibility for our experience. Stage 3, this is the great purge. Yeah, this is about moving from self-sabotage to radical responsibility by overcoming blame. This is the boundaries conversation, the desires conversation, which we touched on yesterday, right? This is around discovering your purpose. Stage 4 is the emerging visionary, which is essentially playing small to authenticity by overcoming insecurity. That's the journey. And so this is all about showing up with an open heart, learning how to communicate vulnerably, learning how to move through insecurity, learning how to develop healthy attachments to our relationships, learning how to move out of codependency, and learning to cultivate intimacy. And today, we're diving into stage 5. Stage 5 is the empowered leader. So stage 5 is essentially when the caterpillar, right, in stage 3, it goes into the chrysalis, and stage 4, it emerges, and stage 5, it's pumping its wings and it's taking flight, right? And so this is the journey of moving from pain to courage by overcoming resistance. And so a lot of stage 5 is having fear, but taking action and stepping into courage, right? The fear is still there, but it's transmuted, right? We still have resistance, but we're moving through that resistance. So this is a naturally more of a masculine code. Stage 5 is the king and the queen codes. And today we're going to get a beautiful transition on the queen codes. And this is about developing integrity so that your word literally manifests and and everything that you speak becomes reality. And so your voice, it's super important to be in integrity, to do the things that you say that you're going to do, because when you don't, your word becomes less potent, less powerful. The universe is like, oh yeah, well, you said you were going to do this and you didn't. So do we really, do we really believe you, And also, do you really believe you, which is really the ultimate question. And so this is about developing integrity, not just with our actions, but also with the way that we show up in the world. Are you the person that you say that you are? Do you practice what you preach? Do you show up in the world as the person that you present yourself to be? This is the feminine version of integrity. We have the masculine and the feminine, right? This is about having such an unwavering commitment to your vision that you can lead others in service, and your why is so strong that you can bear anyhow. Right? This is the part of the hero's journey where you're slaying your dragon. Your deepest shadows are coming up and you're moving through them in full power. Because in stage 4, we got to meet our mirror, right? The ashtahe moment, the I am you being me, right? That's a huge phrase that we use in this community, ashtahe, I am you being me. And that's stage 4. Everything in this world becomes a mirror. And then in stage 5, you're ready to handle your deepest mirror, which is the anti-you. It's the you that's your deepest shadow. And in stage 5, it's acknowledging it. It's looking it right in the face. It's purifying it with light, and it's transmuting it so that nothing is in the shadow. Everything is getting pierced with light. And this is how we can start moving into truth, right? We start penetrating the shadow. We start moving deeper into truth. It's when that wall of illusion melts. and we start piercing, we're going deeper and deeper and deeper. Our truth starts to deepen and sink. And this is when your mess starts to turn into your message, right? All of that is now your biggest teaching in the world. That's how you show up in service, right? All of your lessons then become something that you can teach and give back to the world. That's why it's the empowered leader. Yeah. Then you're stepping into your power in this stage, right? And this is where sovereignty really gets anchored, because this is where you start really taking the driver's seat in your life, and everything becomes you. When everything is a mirror in your world, you start to really understand how important it is to acknowledge your state of being and how everything is a reflection of you. Yeah. And so that's what we're going to be diving into today, stage 5. And part of this journey is the king codes, and part of it is the queen codes. And today we're going to be talking a lot about sovereign love and the queen codes. And so with that being said, I would love to introduce our beautiful co-creator of the Chrysalis, Jessica Marshall, who is our master coach of sovereign love inside of our metamorphosis container. Jessica, welcome to the stage. You have the mic.
Amazing. Thank you all so much. It's so nice to see you. So nice to be here. And thank you so much for that beautiful introduction, Chelsea. It's so great to hear you talk about stage 5, because you really did a high level job of describing ultimately what the codes of sovereign love are, which is amazing. So sovereign love is really just the codes of relating as it pertains to both stage 4 and 5. In stage 4, in the emergent visionary, you really begin to explore the concepts of authentic relating, nonviolent communication, owning our experiences as it relates to other people. And in stage 5, we start to own a lot more of our truth and how we embody sovereignty in the way that we relate to other people. And this topic is really close to my heart, because I've been diving into these codes for, 15 years, but especially this last year and a half, that has been really potent for my own anchoring of this next evolution of understanding how sovereignty relates to love. So I first want to start this out by having you guys write in the chat if you can describe your ideal relationship landscape. What is the relationship landscape that you want to see in your life? And I'll read these.
Jessica, can you clarify, are you saying relationship with another individual, relationship with self, etc.?
Great question. Yeah. So we're going to put this in relationship to others. So your ideal relationship landscape to other people, like romantically, ideally, but it can be with anybody. These codes are applicable to honestly every part of your life. Okay, let's take a look. A unified field. That's beautiful. Love that. Maybe somebody here wants to have a life partner. That's a good answer. A love for the landscape to be open and free and led by the heart. Yes. Yes, love that. To feel supported and cared for, that there's fire and passion sexually, feeling like we are walking next to each other, neither leading or following or interdependent. Ideal relationship looks like deep trust in myself and other, trust that I can take care of myself. We both keep our centers. Intimacy gets deeper and deeper. Yeah, fuck yeah, these are all great. Want to have more loving relationships. No control, just freedom. I'm in physical touch, just freedom to be, and without judgment, and most importantly, having fun. Yeah, physical touch and quality time. So loving somebody who'd like to match that while having fun and raising children. Yes, since I got clear that I can have kids for a while and I was not so sure. That's super beautiful. I love that you own that desire. Amazing. Cool. I love this. I'm gonna feel free to keep thinking about this. This is actually a really important question. We'll come back to this, but I just want to, I just want you to look at your answer. I want you to think about this and really look at your answer. And as you look at that answer, I want you to allow yourself to feel what it would feel like for you to have that in your life. Really Allow that to come into your body. What would it feel like if you actually got to have this relationship landscape, whatever that is? Maybe it's multiple partners that love you. Maybe it's one partner, a life partner, children, whatever that is. Allow yourself to feel how that would feel in your body, how much joy that would bring you, how much peace. And as you feel that, I really want you to know that that is possible for you. Whatever that dream is, whatever that deep desire for your relationship landscape, that is entirely possible, 100% possible. And I want you to really feel that that's possible for you. Sometimes we have these doubts, we have these stories in our mind that, oh, like I'm just never gonna find what I want, or someone's never gonna want the thing that I want. And I wanna debunk that for us right now, because that's not true, that's a story. It is possible. What you want wants you back. And you get to experience love and freedom as much as you can possibly imagine. I'm gonna take this out because I think it's probably making noise. You get to design your own relationship landscape in this life. And it's really possible. So I was in a relationship 1.5 years ago that was extremely toxic. And despite all the warning signs, I moved into this man's house after having dated for about a year. Well, not about a year, about 7 months. And I was supposed to be there for 2 weeks before I landed in a new spot. But 8 days in the middle of the night, after having been yelled at every single day for that week, I found myself fleeing into the garden in the middle of the night, wearing like my pajamas, bare feet, running on the gravel, just getting out of the way. 2 terraces down, multiple gates in the middle. And as he's screaming at me from across the garden over something, I honestly have no idea what it was. Something completely, he was just triggered, screaming at me. And these dogs are next to me, barking at me, halfway drowning out this screaming, thank God. And I just felt this experience that I was having in my body. And I looked up at the stars and I started laughing because I could not believe that I had chosen that reality for myself. That after all of the inner work that I had done, after having had so many relationships, after having gone so deep into conscious relating, that I had allowed myself to create a relationship landscape in which I was being yelled at every day and fleeing into a garden in the middle of the night. It was so powerful for me to recognize that. And the next day I left his house, and 2 weeks later I ended that relationship. And that was a huge point in my turning of my relating, a huge turning point. I got really real with myself. If I could create that kind of experience, then what else could I create? What other kinds of relationship could I actually have in my life? Why did I keep repeating these patterns of choosing partners that didn't make space for me, that took over with their emotions, that took and made me feel small, or I felt small around? And I really got to look at that, and I really got to dive in deep and say, what about me and my choices are creating this polarity for me to keep choosing these situations? And this is the seeds of sovereign love. And I love that you're holding your hand up. Do you mind asking questions at the end? Okay, cool, thanks. So for the next 1.5 years, I went into a deep journey of looking at all my wounding, all my patterning, all of the hard and the most sticky reflections. Like, he gave me a lot of reflections in this relationship. He was a very powerful person on the red road, deep into the medicine path, Lakota, initiated like Apache. He did sweat lodges. He was a medicine carrier. He was an incredible person, and he still is. But I really got to receive some hard feedback from him. Certain things that at the time I was very resistant to. And I began to look with humility at these parts of myself. And I started to see where I was playing a huge part in this dynamic. I was playing small. I was allowing these circumstances to come into my life. And this brings me to the codes of sovereign love. So there are 4 codes. Number 1, you are the creator of your reality. Number 2, all relationship patterns that occur in your life are a direct reflection of your choices. Number 3, the only safety that you can rely on is the safety that you create within yourself. And number 4, love is infinite, abundant, and accessible at all times, and it begins within you. So I want to know, again in the chat, what does sovereign love mean to you? What does that phrase invoke in your mind? What does it mean to you? What does sovereign love mean to you? Unconditional love in all ways of all things. Yes. Loving within your will of consent. Fuck yeah. Feels like it's sacred for me. Beautiful. Yeah. Loving when it's difficult to love. That's beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. So I asked this question on my Instagram recently, and I also received some cool answers. I'm going to share them. Love is based on trust, truth. So sovereign, this person said, sovereign love is based on trust, truth, and choice, rather than on labels and assumptions. I loved that. Sovereign love is love from a space of independence and non-attachment. No strings, no expectations, no assumptions, no forcing, just allowing and going with the flow. I love that one too. And someone else said that sovereign love is holding space for loving yourself, regardless of what's happening around you. These are all really great answers. So my answer to this is that sovereign love is taking full and radical responsibility for your truth, your desires, your boundaries, and your emotions, and allowing this to lead you and your way into alignment with relationships that are a full being fuck yes. Now, in my journey to deepen into these codes, I had to walk through a lot of trials. Relationship has been the biggest ceremony of my life. I've been in 7 multi-year relationships, some of which I lived with, 2 of them, since I was 16, and countless others that were shorter than a year and a half. And in every configuration: polyamory, monogamy, open relating, loverships, 2 toxic relationships / abusive relationships, friends with benefits. I've been in unicorn relationships, just you name it, all of them. And from this 15-year ceremony, I have learned that relationships are absolutely not one size fits all. There are so many different varieties of ways that we can relate to people. And when it comes to sovereign love, we are solely responsible for creating the relationship landscape that we desire. This is a really core component. We are solely responsible for this. So how do you go about doing that? Well, it starts by getting clear with what is your authentic truth? What do you desire? And the relationship landscape question is a really great way to get into this truth. So whatever that answer is, maybe you want a monogamous partner that will choose you every day and be on your deathbed with you and have 6 children and have a farm. Like, what is your truth? maybe you don't want that. Maybe you want to be with a partner and you want to explore other people and you want to have a free relationship where there's no boundaries and you get to act in your truth and you just get to celebrate each other in theirs. Or maybe you want to be with a partner and you want to explore together and you want to have open relating dynamics and you want to invite another woman into your relationship and you want to feel safe to explore. All of those things are beautiful. All of those things are beautiful. There is nothing wrong with those things. They are incredibly sacred, and those are your desires. That is your truth. Your authentic truth is what guides the way into you creating and having the relationships that you truly desire. So when I first started down the journey of polyamory, I learned about radical honesty. And this was edgy for me at the time, to enter into dynamics where I had to tell prospective partners. This is many years ago. So this is when it was just kind of coming on the scene. People didn't know what it meant. I would say, I'm polyamorous. They'd be like, what? Like, most people didn't know. I had to tell them that I had another partner in my life. And every time I did this, I had to face my fears: rejection, judgment, shame, people choosing not to relate to me. Sometimes people were angry. They didn't believe. My partner at the time, he literally had a woman throw a drink in his face one time when he told her he was in an open relationship. Yeah, this is pretty crazy. It was actually like 8 years ago. So think about that, 8 years ago. And it was not pretty. And through this journey, I really got to look at what my integrity was. And let me tell you, I learned some hard stuff about my shadows in that dynamic. I definitely, we can go into that story, but I definitely learned about integrity there, not through the greatest pathways. But what's really important here is that my authentic truth in that time was that I was in a relationship where I deeply loved someone else, I was committed to them, and we had specific relationship agreements. And in order for me to relate to other people, I needed to be honest and authentic about what my desires and my authentic truth was. And it was a practice of consent, essentially. And this is really crucial. A lot of us walk around this world and we relate to each other and we hide our truth. We don't want people to know maybe that we want a committed monogamous partnership, or maybe we don't want people to know that we want to be in an open relationship or that we want to explore because we're afraid of being shamed, because we're ashamed ourselves, because we don't feel that people are going to choose us, because we're afraid of rejection, because we're afraid that if we share this, that no one will choose us, no one will want what we want. And so instead of being honest, we hide our truth and we operate from shadow. And what happens when we do this is that we create all kinds of chaos all the time. Drama cycles, dissatisfaction, our relationships fall apart because we are not being authentic and honest about our truth. We have to be willing to face the fears of rejection in order to find the people that choose us from their full fuck yes. And this is really special. So let's get into what the full fuck yes is. What does this mean? And by the full fuck yes, I want to redefine this because there's a lot of language out there. This is the full being fuck yes. Full being fuck yes. Mind, body, and spirit, yes. Mind, body, and spirit, yes. And why is it so important to have all these pieces in alignment? Well, the body is wild. The body is animal. The body is primal. And it's ruled by hormones, and it's ruled by instincts, and it's ruled by needs, and it's ruled by desire, and it's ruled by lust, and it has all kinds of things it tells us all the time. Fear. The body is primal, animal. It does not always give us the right answers. It does not always speak higher truth to us. It's one component. It's very important to listen to, extremely, but it is not always speaking truth. So we listen to the body, and we also listen to the mind. The mind is here to remind us of what our commitments are. The mind is here to remind us of what the greater picture is. What do I want? What is the vision? What is my truth? Not just what is my truth in this moment. Yes, this feels good. No, this doesn't feel good in my body. But what do I want to create? That. And then lastly, spirit. It's really important to listen to spirit because spirit is the intuition. It's this part of us that is the unseen, the unthought, the unfelt, the unknown. It's the part of us that lets us know when there's something off about this thing, or when there's something on about this thing. What is that? That silent part of ourselves that's speaking. And listening to all three of these things is what creates the full being fuck yes, that full being fuck yes. So for example, being in a situation with a person, maybe I'm starting to connect with them, maybe we're hugging, maybe we're cuddling. I can feel in my body, wow, this feels really good. Wow, I feel really safe with this person. I feel really juicy. I feel a really like yummy experience. I feel really good. Okay, that's a fuck yes. Mind. Wow, okay, this person and I have discussed, we've gone through an RBDSM conversation, which is another topic I think maybe we can touch on that. We can talk about it later. But our BDSM conversation, super important. We've aligned in our values. We've aligned in our meaning. We've aligned in the consciousness. I know that this is something that is aligned to what I want to create. They understand and consent. I understand and consent to what it is. Okay, mind is aligned. Spirit. Wow, is this a nourishing situation? Is this a nourishing experience for me? Is this going to add to my life? Is this person's consciousness something that I want to bring into my temple? Is this person's consciousness something that I want to co-create something with energetically? And those things are so important for us to make these conscious decisions. So when I first started to do this work after exiting this relationship, this horrible, not horrible, but very challenging relationship of being yelled at every day, I recognized that I had a pattern of listening to my mind, but not my body. And that was the whole thing that I had to address. So my body often would actually tell me no to things. And my mind would say, but, I want to, what? It would make up all these stories. I want to. Okay, great, Jessica, great. What is your body saying? Is your body a yes? Do you actually want to kiss this person? Do you actually feel safe in your body? Do you trust this person to hold your heart? Do you actually know that this person is going to like meet you where you want to be met? Or are you just kind of jumping over these things because you really want to get to this place? Like your mind's like, oh, but intimacy is so nice. Like, okay, yes, of course. But like, what is the impact of that intimacy? Are you really present? And the answer that I got when I got into this was slow down. Slow down. If I don't have a clear answer for my full being fuck yes, then I am going way too fast and I am not listening. Slow down. Slow way down. And I entered into this period of my life where I got so slow that I really started to find love in saying no, this joy in saying no. No, I don't want to kiss you. No, I'm not available for intimacy right now. No, I'm not ready for that. It was so juicy. It was so juicy. And what I realized is that me saying no to something was me saying yes to 1,000 other things. When I said no to something like kissing somebody, it was a yes to exploring this relationship in a different way. It was a yes to conversation. It was a yes to getting to know this person in a maybe cuddling, maybe hugging. It was a yes to friendship. All of these no's were gifts. They were gifts for me and they were gifts for that person. And creating this space for me to say no and really learn how to take pleasure, like literally no, I love no. It created space for desire to exist. Because if I said no, even if I desired it in my body, because it wasn't a full being fuck yes, it was just a body fuck yes, I still got to sit with this desire. Desire is yummy. Desire is juicy. Desire is fire. Desire is magnetic. It's like this energy. It's so beautiful. It's sacred. And we get to feel desire. And that desire does not have to be met. It does not have to be met. That desire gets to exist as it is, as exactly it is, as beautiful. Sacred. Perfect. And as you listen to that desire and you create space for it to exist, it gets to fill you with eros. It gets to fill you with energy. It gets to fill you with pleasure and joy. And the no gets to create space for that. So learning to say no to yourself and to other people is empowering, and it teaches your body to trust you, and it teaches your mind to trust you. It teaches your being to trust you again. Because a lot of times what happens, and what was happening to me, is that I had lost my own trust with myself. I didn't trust myself because I was taking actions out of a place that wasn't a full being fuck yes. My mind would say yes, but my body wouldn't say yes. Or my body would say yes, but my spirit wouldn't say yes. And every time I violated myself, my own truth, I lost trust in myself. I lost trust that I was going to take care of me, that I was going to protect me, that I was going to be the champion of my own heart, of my own body, and of my own being. And this is really important because this is how we self-source safety. We all want to feel safe in our relationships. We all want to feel that someone is going to hold us, that someone is going to take care of our hearts, that someone is going to provide the relationship container that makes us feel safe. Yes, the relationship container is safe now. Finally, I get to surrender. Okay, well, the only thing that you can count on in this life is change. The only thing you can count on in this life is change. Likely, this relationship's going to change. whether it's going to change because they're not as invested, or you hit challenges, or you break up, or you have to grow. I mean, part of being in a long-term relationship is recognizing that change is an inevitable part of being in a relationship. I was in a 4.5-year relationship. You can imagine through like college and young adult life, you can imagine how many different people we became during that period of time. So many different kinds of people. Imagine like years, decades-long relationships, how many different people we become. Change is inevitable. And so safety doesn't come from someone else putting that on us and saying, you're safe now, you get to heal. Safety comes from us knowing our truth and respecting ourselves so much that we're capable of communicating it and drawing boundaries for our own self to be related to in that way. And I want to touch on boundaries. A lot of you guys probably know what boundaries are, but I think there's a really core component that sometimes gets glossed over in boundaries. Boundaries are not something that controls other people. Boundaries are not something in which we say, my boundary is that you don't sleep with other people. That's not a boundary. That's an agreement. You could consensually both make this agreement together. You could say, I want this, and then you could say, I'm agreeing. Let's agree that's our agreement. But a boundary is not that. A boundary is, I do not want to be intimate with someone else that is intimate with someone else. So if you, from your sovereign choice, decide to be intimate with someone else, I will no longer be open to that with you. And they have a choice. They are in full sovereignty, and you are in full sovereignty. They can do whatever they want. You can do whatever you want. So say they go and they sleep with someone else. Now you get to uphold your boundary. This is the other piece. They did something that isn't within your boundaries. Amazing. They showed you their truth. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we can feel hurt by it. We can feel victimized by that, for sure. But they're in their truth, and they're sharing that with you. Now you're in your truth. That doesn't feel good to me. I don't want to connect with you now. I'm going to take action on my boundaries and say, I'm no longer going to connect with you intimately. Now both parties are operating from sovereignty. And it's amazing how radical this is, because we enter into relationships usually assuming that we have the same relationship agreements, or creating relationship agreements that kind of feel forceful, like boxes, like I want this box. Will you fit in this box? I really need you to fit in this. What parts of you can you cut off so that your arm's a little too big? Can you just cut that part of your arm off, fit in this box? It's really important to recognize this. And instead of doing that, this is an entire paradigm shift. This is the core piece of sovereign love. Entering into relationships and letting them be what they are, being clear on your boundaries, expressing your truth, and then seeing what happens when they're in their truth. What happens? It doesn't mean that you need to open yourself up sexually to this person or give your commitment. That stuff is earned. But it does mean that you need to be honest about what your full fuck yes is, full being fuck yes, and give them space to express what their full fuck yes is. And then from this place of sovereignty, I am in sovereignty and you are in sovereignty, from that place we find the middle ground. We find the full fuck yes between us. And we have to be willing to make changes. We have to be willing to let people not meet our needs. We have to be willing to let people be who they are and disappoint us. Because when we have expectations or we create these assumptions, this is how we set people up for failure. This is how we set ourselves up for failure. Oh, you didn't meet my expectations. Okay, what they did do is they showed you their truth. And now you get the opportunity to say no and yes. No to the things that are not yes, and yes to what can be created. So for example, you enter into a relationship, you meet somebody, and there's so many sparks, and it's so beautiful. And you say, hey, from my full authentic truth, you do this in the RBDSM conversation, or you do this separately. You say, from my authentic truth, I really want to have a lifelong partnership. I'm looking for a partner right now, a lifelong partner. This is important to me. This is my goal. And I want you to know that. That's what I'm only open to that right now. That's all I'm available for. And this person can say, wow, thank you so much for expressing that. I'm actually not available for that right now. I'm actually just looking for something casual. I'm not open. I'm not ready to enter into that kind of experience. That is so helpful. It is so fucking helpful, because all of a sudden you have saved yourself so much pain And you've saved them so much pain because now you get to say, amazing. You don't say, oh, that's fine, and compromise yourself. Okay, what gets created with that? Pain, suffering, drama. Like, we create these situations for ourselves. We do this to ourselves all the time. How many times do we cut off our arm to fit in someone else's box and say, it's fine, I don't need it? We're bleeding out. How long does it take before that becomes an issue? So we have full sovereignty to create it. And this is why I really want to go back to the beginning. The key here is to recognize that we are the creator of our own reality. Sovereign love is taking full and radical responsibility for your truth and allowing this to lead you and your way into alignment with relationships that are a full fuck yes. Both of you are full fuck yes. This requires a lot of inner work. It's so simple, but it's so tricky. Because when you get into it, we have all these patterns around fitting ourselves into boxes. We all want to be chosen. We all want to belong. We all want love. But how much more potent is it to be chosen from somebody choosing you because they want to, because they're full being fuck yes to that, versus choosing you because they're afraid. They're afraid to lose you, or they're afraid that they won't find someone else, or they're afraid that if they don't say yes to this thing, then something else, then you'll punish them. Instead of that, allowing there to be space to be chosen from the full fuck yes, that's what our hearts really want. That's what we really feel loved by. So it's about creating that. So I want to leave some time for questions because this is really juicy. But unconditional love is one of the key codes, and and I want you to remember that unconditional love is not healthy without boundaries. If we go around just unconditional love, it's unconditional. It really is. It's actually source reality. Love is infinite and abundant. But we have to have boundaries and discernment about what we let into our field. What are we letting into our temple? Who are we letting into our temples? This is the inner king creating a container for the inner queen, unconditional love, to thrive. They work together inside of us. This is the inner marriage of wholeness. They need each other, inner union. Sovereign love is king codes and queen codes coming together to create a space where we are honoring ourselves so much that we can blast our heart open all the time. We can walk around with the most open heart. I love everybody. I'm falling in love with people all the time, because I trust myself so incredibly deeply to know that I will not let someone enter into my temple unless we are fully fuck yes, full being fuck yes aligned. And it doesn't stop me from loving them at all. I love everybody. Love is truth. It does not stop me. And we are, when we step into this, we realize that we're no longer victims. We're no longer victims to our circumstances. We don't have to keep choosing these realities for ourselves. We don't have to keep choosing people that scream at us in the garden as we're running away from them. Looking at this part of my life changed it. My relationship landscape in my life right now is the least drama, the most love, the most empowerment, the most free it has ever been, and the most pleasure. And that is not because someone has created safety for me, but because I have been able to step into my own power to create safety for myself. And the only people that are in my field right now are people that support me, empower me, love me, and have peace and understanding. That's it. And that starts also with me being a reflection to that. I am a mirror to that. I only create peace and love. I do not control. I do not manipulate. I only create peace and love. And this is a new paradigm way of relating. So if there's one thing you could take away from this, and then I'm going to open up for questions, it's to tune in to what is your full being fuck yes. What is your full being fuck yes? To slow down and listen to that for yourself. Next time you're in a situation where you have something in your field and you're curious, what is your full being fuck yes? And make a commitment to yourself, like I did. Make a commitment to yourself to do what it takes to listen to that, to learn how to say no, to commit to yourself to saying no until it's a full being fuck yes. That's my request. Now I am going to look at the chat and I want to see what you guys have to say. And feel free to put questions in there if you haven't already. Okay. All right. 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, I was in a 7-year relationship and you ended it. And it was so hard because during that time you had a battle with cancer. And it was hard to let something go that was not good for you, even though he supported you the entire time. And when you were diagnosed, you told him he could leave because he didn't sign up for that, but he stayed. That is so beautiful, Claire. Thank you. Everyone that comes into your life is for a time and a lesson and a purpose. I absolutely love that. Thank you, Claire, for sharing that. That is such a beautiful example of being chosen from the full fuck yes. You gave him permission to be in his truth. You said, I love you so much that I only want your truth. That's it. That's the only thing I want. And from his truth, he said, I choose you. I choose you. And you knew probably at that point that you could trust that choice because you had given him freedom. That is so empowering. How much easier that is than saying, well, if you leave, then I'll be angry. I'll never forgive you. Like, say someone chooses you from that. Now, all of a sudden, your relationship's going to be filled with doubt. Did this person really choose me because they want to? Oh, now you're going to feel insecure because you can't trust that their choice was theirs, really theirs, that they've made. Super potent. Is there any other questions? You can also raise your hand and I'm happy to chat with you. Yes, Claire, yeah. Okay, Claire.
Okay, so I typed a question earlier to Chelsea because I was gonna forget it, and I did. So,
Perfect.
it was about your relationship. I have a family member who's kind of going through a toxic, sort of in and out type of scenario. He chooses her when it's convenient type of ordeal. So there's like a couple questions that group together. You can kind of just throw whatever at each of them, but first and foremost, was it really a mind change when you decided to, or what was really the mind change when you decided to leave? How did that affect your brain and what made you want to leave? Were friends and family telling you that you needed to get out, that you needed to leave for your betterment? And was it easy to liberate yourself with this being a domestically undesirable relationship?
I love these questions so much. Thank you so much for asking them. Yes. Okay, so first of all, the question is, what created that change? So it was very deep. This dynamic that I was in, and a lot of people are in this dynamic, he was extremely traumatized. And I had entered into this relationship believing that I could save him, believing that if I just poured enough love into him, that he would heal and then he would step into this king that I saw him to be. And he is this king. He was that king. But unfortunately, the reality of the situation, which was happening every day and being shown to me, was that he was not embodied in that. He was living his trauma. He was responding in violent fashions, and he was not safe for me to be with. And yes, people in my life were telling me to get the fuck out of that. Lots of people. Twice now, I have been in this dynamic in my life. The other one was previous. That one was significant. This one, luckily, I knew because I had been through one before and I was like, okay, these are the signs. And it was so important for me to recognize that I could not save this person. That was really what changed. I got really real with myself and I said, here's the fantasy. Here's the fantasy I'm living in. This man's a king. He's so incredible. He's so amazing. If only he would just heal. If only he would just show up. I gave him the mirror, so do this, read this book, listen to this podcast, talk to a counselor, go see trauma. Tools. He did his best. And his best was not a match for what I needed. It was not a fuck yes for me. Eventually, I got to this place where I said, I can't change this person. This person is showing me the truth. I love this person, but the truth of what this is not a yes. It's a very big fuck no, actually. And so that really was the breaking point for me. I said, this is no longer reality. Like, I'm not making this my reality. I'm not choosing this anymore. I can't save this person. Did that answer the question fully?
Yeah, I guess the other question that kind of popped up during that was like, there's a lot of stigmatism with girls ending things. Like, how do you go about having that conversation that it's not, that it is a fuck no, but like you still love that person for who they are as a human being and not have them be like so like, again, traumatized, or, when people go through different triggers, like abandonment can be a huge one. So how do you kind of ease that?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's really important to remember that at the end of the day, how other people feel is not our responsibility. It's not our responsibility to fix it or save them. It's within the scope of compassion and love to listen, to care, to have empathy, and to want to meet them in their needs when they're expressed in a healthy way. But I could not fix that person. I couldn't change him, and I couldn't get him to be the man that I wanted him to be. So at the end of the day, me choosing to leave, of course, triggered his abandonment wound. He went wild. So much drama after that, after me choosing to end that relationship. The whole community got to hear about it. It was wild. But the truth is that I knew that I was honoring myself. And a lot of times when you're in those situations, you're self-abandoning. You are choosing to abandon your truth. And that is what's creating this. You're self-abandoning. And so by choosing to not abandon yourself, maybe this person perceives you as abandoning them, but it's better for you to choose yourself than abandon yourself. It's better for you to say no to a relationship that is not good for you and choose to no longer abandon yourself. That's self-honoring. And at the end of the day, that's self-love. That's self-love. You have you. You have you. And this person can never talk to you again, ever. But that's not your responsibility to heal them or to solve that for them. That's part of their journey. They now get to go heal that. And you did everything you could. You gave way more than you should have. Way more. Time for you to love yourself. Yeah. And I know we're at the top of the hour. I'd love to hear Michael, but I don't know, we probably need to shift our scope. But I love you, Michael.
Okay. Amazing. All right. You guys can hear me okay? No. Yeah, you can hear me? Okay, cool. Okay. Amazing. All right, Jess. That was so powerful. So good. Jess has so many unconditional love codes and so many codes on relationships. We are the yin and the yang to each other. And that's why this course and all the things that we create are just so beautiful. Like, we're both Gemini. So we like have each other's like half of our brains. And she's literally teaching me stuff about this all of the time. And so we kind of have this beautiful dichotomy. And so Jess, I am really grateful for you. You are amazing. And I learn so much from you all the time. Can we all take ourselves off mute and rub our palms together and give Jess a big Yes. Oh my God, that was so good. And I would really love to invite every single person to go ahead and turn your camera on, especially if your camera is not on right now. It is so helpful for us to be able to connect. And Jess just put her Instagram in the chat if you want to continue learning. Obviously, Jess is she's a co-creator of Chrysalis. And we're going to be teaching all year long inside of our Metamorphosis course. Jess and I are the main teachers inside of Metamorphosis. We're teaching the entire course, and then every single coach that's a part of this Emergence, including our next speaker, including all the speakers, are also part of our community and a part of Metamorphosis. So you can obviously hear from every person through that. Okay, amazing. So we have our next speaker on deck, our beautiful Amyann. Amyann is one of my dearest sisters and one of the most powerful tantric priestesses I've ever met in my entire life. She's a Scorpio with so much energy, so much power, so much passion, and she owns the Queen Codes. She is like incredible. And today she is going to be sharing about the Queen's throne. So with that, Amyann, thank you so much for being part of Emergence. Thank you so much for just being you. And welcome to Emergence. We are so happy to have you.
My heart feels filled up by that introduction, Chelsea. It's so good to be here and to see you and to feel this zone that you guys are all in. I'm glad I got to see part of Jess's talk, and I had to hop off for a bit to do some sound check with Eloan. But yeah, that felt really potent and felt like a really good segue into what we're going to be doing today, which, you know, I have an idea and I have an outline, but I'm also very surrendered to how spirit wants to move through me, through us, and what wants to come through. So yeah, with that being said, I would love to hear, you know, first of all, I want to say that the topic of Queen's Throne is non-gendered. The queen is an archetype that is for all beings, all places, all realities. We all, you probably, if you're in this call, you probably already know that we each have what you might call feminine and masculine energetics inside us. And recently I heard the terms alpha and omega. You could call them positive and negative polarities, lunar and solar, whatever you want to call them. But we're choosing to use the queen as an archetype that expresses some more of these magnetic feminine ways of leadership, and that these belong to all of us. So don't think if you are identifying as a man, this is not relevant to you, because it totally is. Or if you have a different expression of yourself, it's for everyone. So I just want to say that. And then along that line, I would love to hear if you could please type in the chat what your connotation of queen is. What does a queen mean to you? Please type in the chat. Queen means everything. Chelsea loves seeing everyone's faces. Shakti energy. I'm so curious what queen means everything. Wow. Like everything in existence. Highly honored, embodied, ruler of my own domain, alpha female. Regal, queen is power, unconditional love, discerning, everything in existence to me. Well, I'm just gonna take that in. My throat is lit up by that. I don't know who's running that, but it's a Zoom user. Embodied compassion and love. Queen means no stigmatism. Leader, powerful, sensual, royal, embodied and deeply connected to her body's intelligence. Oof, wow. I'm just feeling the coding of these words and the spell of these words as they're landing in my cells, and I can feel them lighting up this left side of my throat, and especially the left side of my chest, down my left arm and down into my left ovary. I would love for us all, as this session proceeds, to be paying attention to our bodies and how our bodies are responding to the codes that are coming through. Much of what we transmit is nonverbal, especially in the right brain, feminine realm. Sovereign, in control, question mark, connected. Okay, beautiful. Thank you. So just breathing into our bellies, letting our bellies soften and expand, sinking into this moment of our joining our energies together to receive what the all, what source wants to reveal to us about the true nature of our soul and our mission here on earth. I feel like we all innately know what queen means. I would like to think about the kind of the opposite of it now. Perhaps you've heard of the princess archetype, the wounded princess, or the prince archetype. And I would like to hear what your connotations of princess are. Oh, the creator is queen, is the queen, says Michael Rosenboom. So yeah, let's feel into princess right now. Now that we've got the transmission and some of the feeling of what queen means, I would say the princess is like the immature form of the queen. And what are some of the characteristics of princess to us? Princess to me means innocent, naivete, nice, vulnerable, childlike, tantrums, saved, perhaps needing to be saved. Yeah, needing to be saved. Princess learning how to be the queen. Protected vulnerability. Princess is the queen in learning. Protected vulnerability. I like this. I like how positive most of these are. So I would like us to feel into, sheltered. Okay. I would like us to feel into our own lives and into our own bodies, our own embodiments, as I speak some of the characteristics that I feel are the princess archetype. And I want you to start to feel into how your body responds and where some of these characteristics might live in the soma, in the flesh of your being. So to me, and in my experience of my own princess archetype, it has looked like me seeking validation outside myself, seeking and aching and grasping to know that I am worthy of love, that I am worthy of your attention. Aching for that validation. And no matter how much validation is given, it's like I'm a bottomless pit. And it's never enough. Looking for the knight in shining armor, that prince, to come on his horse and save me from the dragon, or save me from the evil stepmother, to save me from my victimhood. Where are you? Where are you, king, who is able to hold all of me and all of my expression and all of my tantrums? And when he doesn't show up, I throw the tantrum. And I am a blubbering mess of pain and insecurity. And yet I feel entitled. I feel entitled to be worshipped. I feel entitled to be honored. I know that I should be, to prove to myself that I can be that queen. But where is that worship? Where is that consistent devotion? Where is the masculine who shows up to reflect my worthiness to me? And so I terrorize myself and those around me when I am in this wounded archetype, out of this pain. Let's breathe into that. And notice where in our bodies are vibrating right now. Breathing into our heart space and allowing our hearts to open a little more in unconditional acceptance of everything that may be arising in our own beings in this moment. It's like we're opening the wings of our hearts, calling in the divine mother of unconditional love to witness and hold all of what is here without judgment. So someone saying, OMG, Amyann, you just described my entire life and thinking, so embarrassing. I feel embarrassed about it too. I've been on this tantric embodiment path for 11 years now, studying with different teachers, priestesses, shamans, lineages, and I just went through one of the deepest dark nights of my soul, which is like stage 1 in the chrysalis, last week and the week before during that crazy eclipse wormhole. And it's like I went to deeper depths of my underworld, of the unconscious of my being, deeper depths of my unworthiness than I've yet gone to before. And each time I go on these underworld journeys, each time I hit the rock bottom again, each time I feel this dark night of the soul, I'm like, oh, maybe it's going to be the last time. Maybe this is going to be the time, the one ring to rule them all, the one journey to end it all. And each time it is definitely not the last one. It's like I go in there, I feel the parts of me that still believe they are unworthy, that still have not been brought to the light of unconditional love and acceptance. I still go deeper into the shame body, the pain body that feels so cleared when I'm in the heights and the mountain realms. But here it's still here in the muck and the mire. And then I'm able to rise up and expand my consciousness even more and rise into even more heavenly realms and bliss realms afterwards. And then I'm in the bliss realms and I'm like, woohoo, maybe this is forever now. Maybe I have anchored my divinity and my memory of my union with God forever. And I'm here in the 3D and I'm living, oh my God, I'm feeling all this bliss body activation, all this love, orgasming just from breath and touch alone and thought alone. And like everything's in flow. And I'm manifesting all the dreams that I've ever had in next level ways. And then something fucking crashes. And I'm in the depths again. And it feels like I'm separate from God again. And how can I lead from this place when it feels like I am split in two once more? So this is where I was again last week and the week before, as I was prepping to hold one of the biggest ceremonies that I've ever held yet, and one of the biggest events that I've held yet energetically. And it was my prep for this. And what I discovered when I could barely get out of my bed. So what triggered this a couple of weeks ago was a breakup with a beloved who literally claimed to me that he can hold all of me. I've been seeing him off and on for the last 2 years, and we've gone through the wildest ride together. And each time we come together, we alchemize so much, and then we break apart and go and grow in our separate ways, and we come together again. And this last time we've been together, it's been more intimate and beautiful than ever. And then we came to a point where he couldn't handle it anymore. And he was like, it is done forever. Like he literally said to me, this is never happening again. We are over forever. Do not hold on to any hope. And that was literally the trigger, the lock into the keyhole for me to unlock the next levels of my underworld dungeons, of these parts of me that I have relegated into the shame realm, into the rejection realm, into places that I don't often like to look. They're like literally in the dungeons of my being still. And there was the key to the lock, and there they all were. And as much as I like to think in my bliss times that I've moved through that and I've anchored all these queen codes, and now I am centered and unfazed, and wow, I can move through relationships with so much less attachment and so much less emotional upheaval. Here I was with it all thrown back in my face and literally humbled onto my face, not able to get out of bed for 2 days, basically, in such pain body. Like, basically, yeah, literally felt like the weight of the world was on my entire body, pushing me down, like not able to get up. And I know that I was transmuting so much more than my own pain body in it. It was my mother's, it was my father's, it was my mother's stories I had taken on, it was my ancestral stories I had taken on. But here I was again, and what the nugget, the gold that I was gifted in the midst of this, in the midst of rounds and rounds of bawling my face off. Was I realized that I give myself conditional love still. When I am in that pain body, when I'm in the hell realms, it is still so difficult to allow myself pleasure. As a tantrika who has all this training and all this know-how of how to turn pain into pleasure, into full body cosmic orgasms, I was like, fuck that shit. I don't remember anything. I can't move. I was in spiral after spiral of anxiety, sometimes barely able to breathe, you know? And so there it was again. When I am in pain, I don't believe that I am worthy of the love that I already am. Has anyone ever experienced something like this? Perhaps you experienced it last week.
Several times a day.
Several times a day.
I was going to say about 5 minutes ago.
5 minutes ago. Okay, amazing. So
a month ago.
Just like opening our hearts to be with each other so that we know we are not alone on these underworld journeys. You know, we're in this collectively together. And usually a lot of us go through it at the same time. I really noticed that in my circle. Chelsea and I were going through it at the same time. And Jess, and Chelsea, and my family members and my best other friends. Like, it was wild. So one of the things that I did come to and allow myself to get to after hours of this was, can I allow myself just a little more space? Like, you know, when you're in the pain body, there's so much constriction. And it's like, if you've ever gone into a cold dip, the first time you go into ice bath or cold dip, you want to like scream or cry, or you think you're dying and your whole body wants to like squeeze up like this and contract, right? But as you learn how to be with the cold and be with the intense sensation, you understand that the more you can actually dilate your cells, the more you can actually expand yourself into the intensity of the sensation, the less uncomfortable it becomes, and actually the more pleasurable the intensity can be. And so I had the grace, my soul gave me the grace in certain moments to remember this. Even as I was in the fragment, I was literally, my consciousness was taken over by my soul fragments that are my wounded child. And I had the grace to allow my wounded child psyche to expand herself a little bit more into the love, and to let herself, even in her extreme unworthiness feeling, to let herself breathe in and bask in the truth of her being, that even as she is, even in this moment of extreme embarrassment and shame and self-pity and victimhood, she is worthy of love. And in fact, her true nature, her true self, beyond the masks of all these things she's pretending to be, trying on and playing at in this lifetime, all the pain body masks and snakeskins, her true self is actually that love. Behind it all is the queen on her throne, not needing validation from anyone to be sitting there, to be wearing her crown. And she's the one pouring the love through to every cell that is in desperation and separation. So it was like I allowed my queen self to scoop up my baby selves, my wounded selves, and to just let myself be the blubbering mess that I needed to be. And, you know, I love the turn the mess into the message. I am 100% human, 100% divine. Like, the mess that I was for the last couple of weeks is now my message, babies. Here I am. And it's just wild how all of this is woven for us, for our highest good and the highest good of all. And so I would love to offer you some embodiment tools for when you're in the depths of your despair, when you're in the depths of your underworlds and you are experiencing very intense emotions. Probably when you're in the flat out, can't move, you're a million pounds moment, you might not be able to use them. The only thing I could use in that moment was literally feeling like just breathing a little bit deeper into the heaviness and actually being with the heaviness. But these other tools I'm going to offer you, they're best to be practiced when you're not in ultra trigger mode, when you're centered and you start practicing them and you start training yourself to do these things. And then when you get triggered, you can use them. And then maybe one day we'll get to a place where we're in that a million pounds and we can somehow push through and start to use them. But I'm going to start actually with that. We're going to actually start with just the breathing into the heaviness and practicing what that feels like. And I'm going to give you some verbal prompts to help you visualize how to do that. That's the simplest one. So we're going to imagine we are in the darkest depths of our being. And perhaps to prompt that, I would love for you to connect with a belief that you realized you had about yourself, a negative belief that you realized you have about yourself over the last couple weeks of that eclipse wormhole. What is something that you discovered that is the operating system of your reality? And maybe it was unconscious and then rose to the surface, or maybe you've been conscious of it for a while, but it really got thrown in your face. And I would love for you to share in the chat what this is. So my unconscious belief, semi-conscious belief, is that I am unworthy. My most victimized parts of myself are unworthy of love. That was the belief that came to me last week. There were a few others, but just pick one. You cannot trust anyone but yourself. I'd love to hear it in a first person sentence. So I am not worthy of love, or I cannot trust anyone but myself. One sentence, a negative belief that you hold about yourself that has come to light recently. Please type in the chat. You can, if you don't have it right now, you can kind of just place a hand over your heart, a hand over your belly, and just kind of breathe in, tuning in, asking your being to show you what's real. What's been coming to the surface. I am doing something wrong. I am happier flying solo. Not being able to support myself fully. So that was, I am not able to support myself fully. First person active voice. I am not able to support myself fully or come into my own sovereignty. I am not good enough as I am. Yeah. When I show up like this in my pain, I am unworthy of love. I would rather be alone than be seen for this imperfection. Yes. Another one that came up for me is that I am inherently wrong, or I have something deeply wrong with me that no one will ever love. I am broken. Okay. I am an imposter. I'm not qualified to do this. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Now I'd like you to shut down your eyes and keeping that one hand over your heart and one hand over your womb space or your belly. I would like you to feel in your body where this belief lives, because it lives in the soma, in your physical body. It lives as coding in the cells, and it's stored as emotion that's not in motion, energy that has been stuck and stagnant. So just expanding the belly, relaxing your genitals, and saying that negative belief in your mind or aloud. Where does it live in your body? See if you can locate it. And even I want you to touch the spot that is being activated right now. For me, my guts are being activated. My chest feels like it's tightening. I have like a tightening around my lungs. I see Chelsea touching her throat. I want you to breathe into the felt sense. What is your body communicating about this belief? Speak it aloud again, and you can ask the body sensation to increase 10 times, 20 times, 30 times. We want it to come to the surface, because if it stays in the cells, it's going to keep writing your reality from that vibration, from that stuck energy. The emotion is what draws your reality to you. So this is how you're weaving your reality, from these stuck emotions connected to this belief. Emotion is just sensation in the body. Breathing and feeling, letting your body show you in its wisdom what's here. I'd like you to open your jaw, relax your jaw, and I want you to start breathing with an open mouth. The inhales and the exhales, open mouth. Breathing into this spot that is activated in you, into the tension, into the gripping, into the tingling, the tightness, the pinching, the stabbing, whatever sensation it is. And you can speak aloud, what is the felt sense in the body? I feel my chest constricting. I feel like someone is squeezing around my heart. Express it. What does it feel like? Express it aloud and breathe and feel and be with it. Allow yourself to be with what is here fully, more fully than perhaps you've ever allowed yourself before. It's like you're creating a bubble of awareness around the stuck energy. Create a bubble of your presence, iridescent bubble of your higher self-awareness, your super consciousness, finally landing in this unconscious realm, the underworld of your being, your body, the matter of your being, the mother of your being, the divine feminine, the earth mother, who is your body. And can you breathe a little more space, softening the belly, open mouth, inhales and exhales. Now breathe as if you're breathing into that tightest place. And if you can't go right into it, just breathe around it and be with it. You can touch it and massage it, and you can tell it, I am here. I am with you. I'm not running away this time. I'm not rejecting you this time. I'm so sorry I've judged you and rejected you in the past. I'm so sorry I've been afraid of you in the past. But I am here now. I am with you now. Breathing and feeling. I accept you as you are. Can you be with it and imagine, what if it never changed? What if this pain body never transformed itself and it was like the demon on your shoulder for eternity? What if for eternity, this is all you knew was this pain, this constriction, this discomfort, this sorrow, this grief, this anger, this sadness? You had nowhere else to go but here. Can you just let yourself be with it fully? And now the next step is to begin to move the energy. Now that it's accepted and now that we're with it, if it wants to move, can you let it begin to move with these tools of breath, sound, and motion? Okay, so we're already breathing into it. And now we can start sounding. Is there a sound that this part of your being wants to make? And I want you to get into your animal body. So maybe some of you have never done anything like this, but I want you to trust yourself. We are both animal and we are divine. We are angels and we are primates. And can you let yourself just see and trust how your body might want to move this with some kind of sound, maybe opening the mouth, opening the tongue. Ah. You can massage it. You can tap on the tightness, breathing and feeling, open mouth breath, and start making the sound that wants to be released. Whatever this energy, whatever sound this energy wants to make, can you let it sound through your voice? You can even tap it up to your vocal cords and let it move, trusting yourself to make the sound. And Chelsea, if you want to put on that first sound, that would be amazing. What kind of movements does your body need to make to move this energy? Perhaps you need to circle your chest, or you can even try shaking. Shaking breaks up the energy in a big way. Start shaking your body. You can stand up if you need to, as Chelsea finds some music to put on for us. Open jaw, open mouth, tongue out, hands out. You can also try horse. Letting your body know it's safe to express, letting this wounded part of you, this stuck energy, know that it's safe to move if it's ready in its timing. It's safe to move. Actually, Chelsea, the emotional release one, the first emotional release section. So tap your body where the energy is stuck, moving it towards the heart, moving it towards the throat. Fists, palms, always tapping towards the heart, towards the throat. Letting your face make whatever expression it needs to make to release this energy. That little wounded princess in you or wounded inner child in you that maybe wasn't allowed to tantrum or got in trouble for tantruming when you were a child. Can you let yourself in a safe space, in a safe container, tantrum now? One of my favorite techniques, you can keep moving and thinking as I show you this next technique. One of my favorite techniques is smashing pillows. So if you have a pillow or something cushiony in bed that you can use, blanket, whatever you have, or seat, whatever it may be, we're gonna practice. We're literally going to throw a tantrum, okay? And this can be very difficult for us conditioned adults. I think this is inappropriate and weird and unhealthy or dangerous or whatever the stories may be. Just witness whatever stories you have that come up around this. And I want you to try to push through it because I promise you it's going to be worth it to have this tool and to practice it. It's especially worth it when you were triggered like crazy and you have all this anger and rage coming up or grief coming up and you don't know what to do with it. And you do this, instead of taking it out on your loved ones, you can literally come into a closed space with yourself and just let it out this way. So as the music comes back on, we're literally just gonna be breathing in and then coming down and smashing the pillows like this. And as you come down, you can open your mouth and release whatever sounds want to come out, okay? Ha! 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 Feel into where it's stuck in your body and really let it out. Let it out. Punch the pillow if you need to. Punch the pillow. Let it out. And when you need a break from that, I want you to open up your heart, breathe into your heart, open your arms, and you're going to do a scream or a grief scream. Ah! Raising your face to the heavens, raising your chest to the heavens. Ah! Okay, so try that out with me. So smash the pillow a few times and then open your heart and chest. Let's go. Ha! 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 Ah! On your own time. Pillow smashing and grief screaming. Shake it up. Shake it up. Shake it up. Another minute of this. You can do it. Dig a little deeper. A little bit deeper. Come on. There's some parts of you that need to temper tantrum. Let them out. Scream and scream at them. Feel like you're punching someone's face. Who needs to be punched? Not actually punching them. Face is going here. More seconds. Give it all you got. Come on, 20 more seconds. One more second. Everything in here. Let it out. Let it all remainder. Let him and now your mouth. Oh, yes. Coming into center point. And just breathing. If you need to flick out some last remaining energy out of your fingertips. Animals, if you'll notice, when they encounter new energy, they shake it off right away. Or if they experience some kind of traumatic experience, they will shake immediately to move and clear the energy from their nervous system. We've lost this technique. It's very important. So just coming into a center point, placing one hand over your heart center again, one hand over your abdomen, and noticing any shifts or changes in your body. Any spaciousness that might have opened up. Can anyone describe for me the felt sense in their body right now? Aloud. Oh, someone says it feels deeply pleasurable to have that cleared. Beautiful. I'm feeling a lot of pressure in my lower back where my Kundalini is. There's like a lot I can feel in my sacral that still wants to move. I could do more of these practices again. It's like a lot of pressure and tension, but I'm also feeling energy opened up in my jaw, in my upper spine, in my neck. I feel tingling all around my jaw and my neck and around my heart. People are saying I feel so much flow, vibrating, swirling. I feel more relaxed, warmth and vibration in the heart. Good. My knees are tingling. My thighs are tingling. Good. Now we're going to do a mind stillness practice. Okay, we're going to come into a focused mind in order to really be able to tune in to the new belief that we want to install as the new operating system of our reality. So this really simple technique that I like to use is called Nadi Shodhana, and it's an alternate nostril breathing. So you're going to take your right hand and you're going to place your pointer finger at your third eye in between your brows. And then you're going to close off the right nostril with your right thumb. And you're going to, let's first actually exhale all the air out. Inhale both nostrils. Exhale both nostrils. And now on your next inhale, close off the right nostril and inhale, imagining white light coming up through your left nostril, up to this point in between your brows. And then hold. Now close off the left nostril with your right middle finger and exhale out the right nostril, imagining white light coming from your third eye, your pituitary gland and your pineal gland in your brain. Inhaling through the right nostril. Close off the right nostril, exhaling through the left nostril. This is a brain hemisphere balancing breath. It's balancing the masculine and feminine energy flows, the nadis in your body, the spiritual nerves. Now inhaling through the left, imagining white, pure, crystalline white light coming up through the left nostril. Close off the left nostril and exhale through the right. Inhaling through the right, you can add the mantra hung on the inhale and saw on the exhale, which are the ancient sounds of the breath. The sounds of creation, expansion, and contraction, dissolution. Inhale, breath, and exhale. Hung on the inhale, saw on the exhale. Quietly in your mind if you need the mantra to help focus. Hung and saw. Alternating the nostrils. Imagining that white light is coming up through the nostril and penetrating through your third eye, activating your third eye, coming into this balanced center point. Times just like this on your own timing. And now you can take both pointer fingers and you can stimulate the back of your third eye, which is your feminine third eye, your occiput, where your spine enters your skull. Stimulate the masculine third eye at the front between your brows. And you can breathe in through the front third eye, bring that white light all the way through the brain, through the corpus callosum, between the right and left hemispheres of the brain to feminine third eye, and then exhale back to front. Imagining the beam of light penetrating and piercing through your brain. Inhaling front to back, exhaling back to front. Now you can release your hands, release the breath. Notice any shifts or changes in your body. Noticing the felt sense in your body, the sensations. You name them to yourself to help witness consciousness. And now I want you to place one hand over heart center and then the other hand over top. And I want you to really connect with your innermost being, your innermost core. And I want you to ask for your true story, the true belief of your being, listening for your soul's message to you. Let it come in one sentence, active voice with a first person I. Perhaps it's something like, I am worthy of the love that I seek outside me. I accept myself as I am. I can give myself unconditional love and present. I am worthy of being the love I already am. I am worth my own presence, my own time, my own energy. I am worthy to sit on my throne, and be the sovereign creatrix and creator of my reality. Even in the mess, I am worthy. If you'd like to share in the chat, I would love to hear some of these messages coming through. I've got myself. I am all I need. And really let yourself feel this. Feel what it's like to be nourished from your true self, from your higher self. To be fed with this truth. And I want you now to pay attention to the emotion. This is the positive belief that you want to install as the operating system, as the new baseline operating system of your reality. And what is the emotion associated with this belief? When this belief is implemented, how will you feel? How does it make you feel? What kinds of emotions rise when you speak this belief to yourself? I feel this expansiveness. Oh, and this like, I almost want to like cry of joy and like feeling in love feeling. Usually these positive emotions feel like joy, gratitude, being in love with life. You can also just let yourself really bask in the sensations around your heart. Can anyone share the emotion that they're feeling? Type in the chat. I'd love to hear the emotion associated. So this is the positive emotion associated with the true belief of your soul that wants to be woven as your new self script, woven as your new reality. Love, calm, and expansion. I feel a sense of trust and surrender. Trust in myself, my soul, the truth of my being. Grounded, safe, secure, full and secure. Let yourself feel it fully. Ah. Breathe into the sensation. Just like we did with the negative emotion, I want you can open your mouth and begin breathing a little deeper into the felt sense in the body. Where is it living? Where is this emotion living? This positive emotion. Can you let it expand? It's almost like you're a kid and you're blowing a bubble and the bubble is growing. Can you breathe into the sensation and let those bubbles of emotion, of positive emotion, expand in your cells and expand all through your central nervous system, expand through your spine, through the tree of your spine, into every nerve ending, every dendrite? Can you breathe it all the way up and down your spine? Can you let yourself almost feel an orgasmic energy from this positive emotion sensation? Letting yourself drink in the true nature of your being. Feeling it move up the center line of your body, breathing it up the center line of your body, tongue on the roof of your mouth, all the way up to your crown. And now exhale and let it waterfall around your whole field, this pleasure sensation, this joy, this love, this safety, this security, spiraling it up the center, inhaling, tongue on the roof of your mouth. Breathe the energy all the way up and exhale and release it out your crown. Let it fill your whole field, your whole torus field, the shape of an apple around your body. Scoop it up at your base, at your perineum and your sex, and breathe it up again. Lighting up the whole midline of your body, lighting up your spine, looking up under closed eyelids, tongue on the roof of your mouth. Exhale, let it sparkle and scintillate through your field. And now breathing it up again into your heart. You can scoop it up into your heart and just stir your heart here. Physically touch your heart, spiral it into the center of your heart, the truth of this emotion. Letting it almost like you're storing it in a golden dragon's egg here at your middle dantian, your middle power point. Sealing it with a kiss. So my loves, this is ancient and modern technology for reprogramming yourself, for rewriting your self script. It's something that I call orgasmic healing, and this is a little taste of it today. You can learn this methodology and then you can supercharge it even more by incorporating sacred sexual energy, purified sexual energy in a self-pleasure practice. Can you imagine touching yourself, loving on yourself, bringing yourself even more orgasmic energy and filling yourself with that, plus that emotion? You become a supernova of magnetism to draw your dream reality to you. The belief, the thought is the seed that you plant in your body. And the emotions are the water that seed of your new reality. And you don't have to do much for when those emotions are flowing and they're positive. And then that seed will grow and it will literally turn into a plant that grows a flower. And that flower will attract the bees, the pollinators, the people, places, situations that will come to you to pollinate that flower so that it becomes the fruit that is your dreams. You understand? Thank you so much for participating with me in this collective personal self-script rewriting. We are rewriting reality together. We are bringing in the new paradigm together, individually and together. We are creating the new golden age, and it starts right here. Thank you, thank you, thank you for each learning some more techniques today with me to own your throne and to become the queen that you already are.
This is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. Can we all take ourselves off of mute and rub our palms together, generating some electricity and love? And can we all give Amyann a big ashe?
I see there's a question here from Claire. Is there anything that you can do when in a heightened state of anxiety and PTSD? Because this has happened since October 2021, right when I wake up. Yeah. Ooh, last week I was waking up with crazy anxiety every day. So what I do in those heightened states of anxiety, I will do some breath work. And you can message me individually as well about this. But the best breath work I know for this is to do a double exhale. So you're going to inhale, let's say for 4 counts, and you're going to exhale for 8. You're going to make sure your exhales are twice as long as your inhales. And it's literally physiologically signaling to your nervous system that it is safe to come into a more rest and reset, relaxed state rather than in that heightened sympathetic fight, flight, freeze mode. Okay. That's the simplest breath that I know. I also like to listen to I love listening to Abraham Hicks on YouTube. It's like one of the easiest ways for me to come into like a safe feeling frequency. And also doing like a tapping over my head, over my heart, over my womb space. There's a really beautiful body talk technique that I can send to Chelsea. Maybe she can pass it on in the group. I trained in body talk, really simple tapping technique that I can send to you that also, if I wake up in a state of anxiety in the middle of the night and can't sleep, I'll do this body talk technique and I'll be able to sleep better. So yeah, it's a lot with the breath and the breath signaling to the nervous system to be in a different state.
So is there anything that without breath or like just body movements that you can do? Because a lot of it also comes like when I'm in the office at work and I speak on the phones all day to customers. So there's no way for me to like take 2 minutes to do breath work or even like 30 seconds really when I'm talking with a customer.
So if you can multitask, there is a way where you can just simply make sure your exhales are longer than your inhales. You can try that. The body talk technique, you could be, if you have, I don't know how you're holding your phone or your microphone, but if it's hooked up, you can do the body talk tapping while you're talking to someone.
Okay, yeah, it's just a headset.
Yeah. Basically, you're covering, I'll send you the video, but you're covering different parts of your head while tapping and just while breathing normally. And it helps balance all your systems.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Amyann, thank you so much for being here and for sharing all of your wisdom, all of your queen codes, all of your magic. I feel you so, so, so deeply when you speak and when you teach. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this emergence. Thank you for being a part of Metamorphosis, that whole. And Amyann will be teaching in stage 5 inside of Metamorphosis. So she is one of our coaches teaching on the queen codes and diving into this orgasmic healing method, along with a bunch of other things. So thank you, Amyann, again, for being a part of this and for sharing your gifts. So, yay. So next we have Bryant Wood. And Bryant has been a part of these events for the past 3 years. He recently just dyed his hair. He's looking super swagger over there. He is the embodiment of unconditional love in every single way. And today he's going to be bringing us into the breath of liberation. He's a breathwork expert. He teaches literally all over the world. And he's going to be teaching on stage 6 inside of Metamorphosis, which is about switching your state of being and shifting your state of being to shift your entire environment. So Bryant, thank you so much for being here and welcome to Emergence.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Yay. So we got Gigi here too. She's been an OG for a long time. Yes. Oh, great. Love your hair too. We both went blind. Let's go. Wow. Okay, cool. So how's everybody feeling? Do we need like a 3-minute to 5-minute break? Bathroom, like water? Been going for a while. We feeling good? Everybody's good? One raise of the hand could do a break.
Break.
Good. Jessica looks like she could use some water. Little break?
Let's do a little,
Let's do
like
a break.
a dance break. I'm going to turn on some music. We'll do some dancing. If you don't want to take a break, you can stand up. You can get into the body. I got some epic music. We can play a little song.
Cool.
If you want to do that. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's do it. All right. If anyone has like a request.
The fact that you just turned this into a dance break just makes me really happy. That's amazing.
Keeps on repeating, so free my mind, all the talking, wasting all your time. I've given all that I've got.
Yes, Chelsea.
If you want me, if you need me, I'll be yours.
All right. And we're back.
Yeah, roofs to soul and call. Let's go. Okay, cool. So what an amazing group. What do we got here? Oh, cool. Okay. Sweet.
And you don't have your camera on. I welcome you to turn your camera on. We love seeing your faces.
All right. So I'll take the lead on this just because I'm here for everybody's highest excitement. That's my intention. If you have a moment, let's just send Chelsea in the chat box like a very sincere piece of love. Yeah. In a second, I'll do the same thing too. Somebody hearted what I said. um, Beautiful. Beautiful. Amazing. Okay, so now we'll try something even different. We'll go a layer deeper. Chelsea, we're going to send one more message to you. And as we do that, you're going to feel and really feel the message that's being sent to you. And you're going to breathe it into your body and you're going to let it affect your soul. Okay. And really own that vibration that's coming through. And everyone else, before we send our message, okay, sometimes we send information based off of where we're at. So take a moment, just clear your space. Feel into what is the deepest desire and most beneficial thing that we can send to Chelsea. And then from your heart, send that message. Mm. Oh. Your love and compassion for this community and its well-being is life-giving. Thank you for connecting us. Your passion is life-giving. 2 life-givings. Whoa. Interesting. Interesting. So now, Chelsea, you take a moment and sit with some of these and spend time and then breathe that into your body and allow a foundational state of the sincerity of everybody's here's hearts that you're transforming. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. Good. Now, everyone here, feel into the vibration of Chelsea, right? At its core, and then see if you can build that state from yourself without even getting any praise. So feel that same love and appreciation for the entirety of your being just because you're here right now. See if you can do that for yourself. Beautiful. See if you can use the breath to amplify the state even more. So exhale everything and breathe in that love and appreciation till it becomes a foundational state in your body. Let's see if you can access even more of it. So if you're at 100%, go to 500%. Raise that vibration, more love, more appreciation. Nice, and slowly open your eyes. This is one of my favorite moves when you're just like celebrate. Yeah. So good. Okay, who felt a shift? Little raise of the hand. Okay, so powerful, so powerful, so good to give love and then also receive love. Here's the thing. All of us are working with a different energetic matrix. And yes, we're here to really communicate oneness today, but in essence, the oneness starts within the field of our energy that is manifesting the experience that we perceive externally. So what we think Chelsea wants, or what Chelsea actually needs foundationally to heal, is a different texture of emotions, vibrations, and frequencies that we really crave to heal. Everybody with me on that? So there's a completely different life experience that we all have, and a completely different texture of emotional state that we're experiencing. So even though we're pouring into someone else, it's beautiful. Even though somebody could pour into us, it's really up to us on a moment-to-moment basis to understand what information we need to heal. Right? And we always want to start foundationally. Does anyone who meditates on like, I'm a billionaire, I want to affect every single person on the planet? Do we ever have those thoughts? I go into those a lot. Yeah, exactly. Right. It's really good to do that. You're like, yeah, I want the vibration of $1 trillion that I can create a planet where everyone can live freely. You know, it's a beautiful thing. But the way that we all get there is through the very subtle foundations of what we truly desire. For example, like feeling comfortable to be able to provide for ourselves, feeling safe in our bodies, you know, letting go of addiction, you know, mastering our sexual impulses if that's something we're here to do, mastering our sexual wounds if that's something we're here to do. And everyone has a unique texture that you get to learn and grow from within this lifetime to be able to figure out what you need on a moment-to-moment basis to be the most enlightened, best version of yourself. Yeah. So let's spend, and again, the reason why this class is tailored more like this, and I don't enjoy speaking more than I enjoy practices. I like to train. But the reason why I'm speaking so much is we, in the essence of where we're all at right now, is we get to learn in this moment exactly what we need to expand. All of your subconsciouses wouldn't be in this experience if you didn't think my energy, which is hilarious and weird, could provide a texture of healing that'd be most beneficial for your soul in this moment, that you could digest and integrate in your life to create a complete transformation. Yeah. So the practice is, and again, only you are going to know how to do this, but I'll teach you how to use the breath to build the vibration to heal the thing that you need to heal. But take 3 minutes to 5 minutes and transcribe a couple different things that you feel like you need when you ask in the deepest part of your soul, so we can integrate it right now and heal that thing. And if you need examples, feel free to ask. We want the simplest stuff, like I feel hydrated, I'm healthy and happy, you know, I enjoy and appreciate the work that I do in the world. Very foundational stuff first. My energy is life-giving.
Are these actual realities, or are they things that we want for ourselves?
This is you specifically, what you want for yourself. So for example, let's say I have that impulse in my energy of abandonment. I'm feeling that in my body. That information is trying to get me to feel something else. So I want to create that signature frequency in my body to heal that thing and embody that state. Yeah. And we want to start simple. I flow effortlessly in a live life to unfold immediate acceptance. Amazing. It's beautiful. So good. I'll do this practice with you as well. Okay. Give me a thumbs up when you have it. Cool. I'm safe on planet Earth. I love that. Every alien says that. I'm safe on planet Earth. I'm safe on planet Earth. Okay, do we got it? Okay. Okay, cool. So here's, and again, this is information I'm trying to blueprint on you. Yeah. This something that I've discovered through direct experience that has been blueprinted on me, that has transformed my journey. And I'm sharing with all of you. So a very raw example of this is if I'm feeling insecure, yeah, like when I'm just like feeling insecure about having to do something, having to, you know, whatever it is, when I notice that impulse arising, which is being triggered by the context in the environment and programmed within me to react to the environment, it's pre-programmed, and I feel that coming through, there's many ways to heal this. First, there's softening, right? I soften into the impulse. And then I'm like, okay, what do I need right now? Courage, confidence, power, right? And you set an intention for the greatest good of everybody that I'm around. Mikey the king. Oh, it seems like we got it. In the safe place my blood is sinking. I am the safe place that my blood is sinking. Yeah, amazing. Stunning. Beautiful. Love that. Good. So to then process the insecurity, I find where it lives in my body, right? I'm not experiencing too much of it right now, but let's say it's in my solar plexus, right? I use the breath to let that go, right? Breathe in, right? You're just using your breath to clear. You're letting go whatever that is. And then on top of the breath, we're layering it in confidence. And we're breathing that into the body. Very quickly, very simply, you can heal this thing, okay? And here's the kicker. We have a lot of these things that we get to work through. And eventually what happens is all of your energy begins to reorganize and you become more light than density. everything becomes effortless because everything you could ever imagine or want already lives within you. You're the embodiment of every best possible experience you could ever imagine within your own energy field. Are you with me? So we'll use what we wrote down here at the end of the practice to meditate on and to create for ourselves. But even, and here's the even interesting thing, even us being in this moment now has been programmed and created by a past and future version of yourself for us to live out. So we're even in a pre-programmed state change to go from what we're feeling now into what we think we want to feel next. So then the question is, how do we actually co-create and program ourselves to have the best life ever? When do we get to do that if we're constantly on autopilot kind of experiencing this life? Well, it happens in 3 spaces. And these are the 3 spaces that I want you to master, to become a master of your reality and create the best possible reality for us all. First, meditation. Meditation, when we go into meditation, right? When you're using the breath, when you're going into a meditative state, you then can meditate on these frequencies and focus on these potential realities. And most importantly, feel the vibration that you want to experience within yourself. And that is what's then reprogramming and reorganizing your subconscious. Second, prayer. Who's had a prayer that's transformed their lives before? I almost have it like every other day. I'm like, dear life, please give me a sign. It's like signs everywhere. You're like, okay, too much. You know what I mean? Right? So prayer is really, really important. And the secret to prayer is sincerity, being truly sincere with your prayer. Okay. And the third and the most effective one is right before bed. Right before bed. And when you do this before you go to bed, what you manifest the next day is a byproduct of the emotional and spiritual state you put yourself into and what you're manifesting the night before. It's as if everything, you've got to like enter a whole new video game of experience. Yeah. Everybody with me on this? So beyond the breath, how do we utilize these vibrations and how do we create these realities within ourselves so we can experience them later on? Well, here's a very simple way to understand it. Gigi, I'll use you because I know you very well. Imagine when I say, so we have awareness, right? And at any given time, our awareness is in all things, and it's also being directed within our mind and our perceptions to experience life. So when I say, focus on a time where you were maybe by a tree and there was apples and grass and all these beautiful things, right? It's easy to take yourself there within your mind. You got it, right? We see a tree, we see apples, we see grass. So the secret to this and how we actually manifest this experience and embody this experience internally first is through feeling, is through the texture of feeling. So when I'm saying sit next to an apple tree, I'm saying breathe the fresh wind that surrounds the apples. I'm saying salivate at the potential reality of this apple coming into your mouth. I'm saying feel the tree and the vibration of the tree on your back, lifting up your spine. I'm saying feel the grass lift you up and tickle your feet. Yeah. So we're going from the conscious mind into the subconscious feeling, and we're embodying that experience to then create that potential reality. My grace has nothing to do with sin. Grace are the breaths walking with the goddess, walking with God. Cool. Nothing to do with sin. Grace are the breaths walking with 5 senses of reality. Okay, that's probably a lot of deep wisdom in that. I'm going to look over that later. So in Michael, you're out of control. Look at you, you're so good. Love that guy. The heck. Stepping into your frequency. So that being said, in meditation, in prayer, before bed, when we focus on what we need, we're not just thinking, oh, may I feel safe and powerful and loved and appreciated, or even I am safe and loved and appreciated. Those are all beautiful things to think, but we're still in the conscious mind. I am safe. And there's emotions that come up when you start to heal those things, right? I am powerful. Right? I am love. Yeah. You're going into the direct experience of what you're healing and what your energy needs. And the way to even take this deeper is everything that you're healing within yourself, you're wishing it to be healed within all of humanity. Yeah. Okay. Who's following me on this stuff? Good. Any questions so far? Do these practices and you have the experience of it. It's like absolutely extraordinary. So now we get to go on the breath. And the breath, again, I want us to think of it as a tool to not only navigate our nervous system and the way that we feel and our emotions, but a tool to prepare us for deeper states of meditation. That's what originally breath was designed for. How do we use this to purify all of our energy centers so that when we go into meditation, we're in our deepest, most profound meditation as soon as we decide to drop it? Good. So when you begin to master the breath, and it's a forever, ever long process because each breath you take is something that is worth paying attention to. You realize that you go from being able to be in your optimal state of arousal at any given time, where you feel pretty good. Yeah. You're like chilling. You're like, yeah, I'm good. And then you go for like, oh, I'm able to use my breath to really release emotions and build emotions in my body. Great. Then you can use your breath to build your vibration. And then you can use your breath to get yourself into a space where you're in complete white light. Yeah. So the mind, the thought, anything that you think you need, any emotion that even arises dissolves into this space and you become emptiness. And that right there, anything you speak, anything you ask from that space of emptiness is. Everything you say already is. So our goal is to experience that state today if we can, but most importantly, know that everybody can be here. We're already in it. We're just excavating everything else. And what will naturally arise is joy, is love, and also the experiences that we really want to live out. But as soon as you put yourself in that space, then you go like, okay, you feel the dream job in your body, right? You feel the most beloved partnership. Yeah. You feel yourself dancing on the moon, whatever it is, right? You're just like, and then you're completely in your auric field. You're embodied with the foundational state of this experience that's legendary, right? And all of a sudden you go from life being okay to every moment being 100% fun. You're in this wonder of life because you're seeing your role in the co-creation of it. It's absolutely stunning. I love a lot of you are dropping in too, so this is good. All right, you ready to do some breath work? See what we can experience. Does everybody have what they wrote out to embody? So if you're experiencing something that you're healing, do the opposite of it. So I am peaceful if you're experiencing stress. If you're feeling pain, I'm healed, that kind of thing. And again, you're feeling into the signature and the embodiment of what you're working through. And again, this is up to you. I have nothing to do with it. I can direct you there, but it's up to you to really feel the apple tree in its fullness. Cool. All right. Sweet. Let's do some breath work. Any questions on the breath and the nervous system so far? Do we all have an understanding of that? We're pretty good on time, so I can go over it if needed. Does everybody understand how breath runs the unconscious processes in your body and it can take you into different states, or should we go over that quickly? Good. Yeah, everybody's going that. Okay, cool. I'm sure it's been talked about a lot. The main thing is knowing breath work isn't a one size fits all shoe. So sometimes it can exacerbate emotions and stuff. So if I'm cueing something and stuff comes up, just know you don't have to do it if it doesn't feel comfortable. Everything's a choice. Even if I say close your eyes and something gets triggered, you can leave them open. Everybody got it on that? Amazing. Cool. Well, for the ones that are going into this meditation, let's do this. Let's get sincere. Try to put your body somewhere that feels really comfortable, but keep your spine erect. Like this. And they say the angels don't come if you're not like ready for them. If you're like this, the angels aren't going to come. But you're here, there they go. They're ready. They're like around you already. Cool. So we got Gigi in this. Heather, are you meditating with us? Good. Chelsea? Amazing. Okay, great. Let's do this. Michael, you're so cute. What the heck? That's the horrible person I've ever seen. All right, nobody pay attention to Michael. He's too intense. You just watch him all day and we'll get the code. Okay, cool. So we got a few of us. Okay, cool. So we're here, palms face up. And again, we want to set an intention that whatever we heal today in this practice also gets healed in all of humanity. Another powerful intention is this practice today is for my highest good. We're going to slow the breath down now first. So exhale through the nose. And inhale them through the mouth, and we're just going to sigh it out. Good. Now inhale through the nose, through your spine. And exhale through your mouth, very slowly ground the energy. Beautiful. Inhale through your mouth, sigh. And inhale through your nose, through your spine. And exhale through your mouth slowly. Inhale through your mouth into the heart. Biggest sigh of the day. And inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth very slowly. Amazing. Keeping your eyes closed if it feels comfortable. We're going to do 3 sounds 3 times. It goes Om, Ah, E. 1 breath, 1 noise, starting with Om. On the Om, we want to feel our root vibrate, and it's clearing out the space in the floor of where we are. Beautiful. Good. So exhale all the way out. Inhale Om. Breathing in from the heart, Ah. Inhale from the crown, E. Again, all on your own now. Breathe in, Om. Om. E. Last time. Amazing. Now just come back to your natural breath in and out through the nose. Breathing in deep, feeling life enter you. And exhale and feel life leave you. Beautiful. Eyes shut, body completely relaxed. If you have emotions coming up, it's natural. Feel. We're going to envision now our mom's side of the family. We're going to breathe in. We're just going to exhale any karma from our mother. Breathe in. Feeling light illuminate her body. Envisioning our mom's parents. Breathe in, clearing their karma. Our mom's parents' parents clearing their karma. Good. And a mom's parents' parents, that whole side of the family. Inhale, clear. Amazing. Now feeling our ancient ancestors, everything our family has ever been through, the power of what they have overcome, behind us, sending us energy. Envision all the extraordinary textures of our family, and also the ones that we possess, being poured into our body. Every subtle thing that you love, feel that coming in, fully supported. Beautiful. And now the future version of yourself. Breathe in and send them energy. Again, breathing in more energy than you can imagine, taking more, and send that future version of yourself energy. Beautiful. Now the best, highest version of yourself in the future, who you are now, your ancient ancestors, Feel all of them and yourself sending energy to everything that you've already been through every lifetime, healing everything and releasing all karma. But breathing in that energy, that power, sending it across all your lifetimes. Beautiful. Letting everything go. I want us to go deep here if possible. And on the count of 3, the flesh, muscle, and tissue from your body comes off the bone. You just become a skeleton, releasing all karma from your physical body. In 1, 2, 3, let go. And now focusing our awareness on the bones of our feet, taking a big exhale, releasing tension. Now breathing in light into the bones of your feet. And exhale, release. Coming into your shins, breathing in light. And release. Using the power of your breath, coming up to your knees, breathing in light. And release. To your upper legs, expanding light. And let go. Into your groin, breathing in light. Let go. Into the bottom of your spine, inhale. Let go. Into your rib cage, breathing in light, expanding light. And let go. To the top of your chest, breathing in light. And let go. Your upper back, breathing in light. Let go. To your shoulders and your arms, breathing in light. Let go. To your elbows, breathing in light. Let go. To your forearms, expanding light, big breath. Let go. And to your wrists and your fingertips, breathing in light. Let go. Now staying here, sending out light from your hands and charging up your auric field, sending out as much light into your field as possible, as if you're almost levitating from your seat. Filling yourself up with the highest vibration. Accessing the chills, your power. Claiming this frequency. Good. Coming up into your neck. Breathing in light. Let go. At the front of your skull. And soften. It's the back of your skull. Let go. to the crown of your head, breathing in light. And let go. Good. Inhale. Exhale all the way out. Now breathing into your entire skeleton structure, expanding light. And let go. Feel the light on top of the breath, letting it enter you. Breathe in. And let go. Beautiful. Last one, nice and slow, the biggest breath of the day. And a slow exhale out. Beautiful. Now on the count of 3, your skeleton, the bone structure turns into dust and you just become the light. Everything disappears. In 1, 2, 3. Feel this light from the earth through you into the farthest star. And call upon your authentic soul vibration. Feel its signature now. And surrounding us with your ancient ancestors, see the benevolent, loving beings of light, the forces of good, archangels, avatars, bodhisattvas, dakinis, surrounding everybody in this space, anointing and choosing us. As the carriers of this signature vibration. Let everything go and just feel into the lightness, the unconditional love, the peace that exists right now. Beautiful. And now from this space, not looking at your notes, begin to feel into the experiences that you want to manifest into your life for the greatest good of all of humanity. Live it out in a feeling in your energy right now. Use the breath to experience more of it. Fill yourself up of this experience. Ask your energy, what is my highest vibration? And feel it through everything, in everything. And embody this now. Remember, you are the great magician. You are the co-creator. You are life. To seal this vibration, we go Om, Ah, E. Again, exhale. And how we vibrate Om. Om. Ah from the heart. And E, you know. E. Do whatever you need to do to seal your practice. And remember to be completely unfuckable with, because you know who you are. Together we raise our hands. Any good karma, any luck, anything that we created here today, we send out to all beings. We give it freely. When we feel all souls liberated, everyone suffering over, everyone enlightened, everyone in love. Ahau, Amen, Ashe, Hallelujah. Practice everybody. Mhm. Mhm. You just went full Pharaoh.
Thank you, thank you. That was amazing. So good, so deep. I love it.
So let's see. Yeah, you know, we can chase tools, which is a good thing to do, right? Find tools that work for our energy. But most importantly, use your own experience of life to reach the different states of consciousness and play with how you manage, you know, your highest excitement and the way that you feel and how you co-create. And do your best to involve all beings as well. You know. Chelsea, we love you. You're the best. And also, Eloan, we love you. My boy's been crushing it, doing everything too. And Jessica, we love you too.
Brian, thank you so much for doing this, for giving this transmission. So many downloads this entire time. Like, it was so profound. It was so magical. I'm so grateful for you. I just feel your respect and your love for your practices and your ability to just like, yeah, become everything. You really, really, really bring me into that experience. Every time I'm with you, I just like, I feel it. I feel it. It's so good. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And that's the key thing. What Chelsea's saying is, as soon as you experience it, then you can give it and teach it. So if you allow yourself to go there, it's a beautiful thing to be able to do. So special. Does everyone good to go? Feel great? All good? Feel like we created an apple tree at least? All right, amazing. Cool. All right, I love you so much. You're in wonderful hands. I think is it a question? Yeah, I think that's a high five. Michael, I love you.
Hey, Bryant.
Yeah.
This was the most magical transmission. Thank you so much.
This is the most magical person. What a compliment. You
You know,
kidding?
this whole night, all of us, we are this life. We are New Earth. You, this was a beautiful guided med.
Yeah.
We in Atlanta, we're tripping balls.
I fly to Atlanta in 2 days.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
For what? Come say hi.
Mose.
Maybe, yeah, wild. So see what happens when you appreciate someone. I was appreciating you the whole day, so now it's like, now you're in Atlanta and I'll be there in 2 days.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Hit us up.
Okay, you got it, and enjoy the journey that you're on right now too. I'm glad you have each other. Cool. All right, team. Love you, Chelsea. Are we complete here?
Yes, we are. Can we all take ourselves off of mute and rub our palms together? And can we all give Bryant a big ashtahe?
I'm super susceptible to ashtahes, so you can comment. All right. I love you all.
I love you more.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, amazing. All right, so we're going to be wrapping up for the day by just sharing in a group. We just heard from Jessica on Sovereign Love. We heard from Amyann on the Queen Codes. And we heard from Bryant on the Breath of Liberation. And I would love for everybody to take a moment. Eloan, how do you feel about leading a little integration meditation? Just a few minutes, just to kind of integrate everything and let the different lessons rise to the top.
Sounds good. So back to closed eyes for a moment. Just noticing the state of your body. Maybe remembering what you felt when you came in here earlier today. Just noticing if anything has shifted. And bringing that broader out into your energy field, noticing the state of your field around you. Anything feels different. And tuning in to your heart and listening for the most 2 or 3 kind of things that landed in your being today, in your heart. Just reviewing them, being with them a moment. And then taking a deep breath in through your nose And as you exhale, just allowing them to sink a little deeper into your being, into your body, down into your bones that have rematerialized from dust. And as you inhale again and exhale, let it expand into your cells so that every cell has some of this magic, some of this medicine from today. And with the last inhale and exhale, allowing it to expand into your energy field, sending it out into the world to all beings. May all beings know liberation. May all beings know transformation and awakening and love. And so it is. As you're ready and able, fluttering the eyes open, coming back to your physical body.
Thank you so much, Elawan. Thank you for leading that meditation. And I would love to call forward somebody who would love to share anything that came to the surface, any sort of messages, downloads, realizations, learnings, anything that you'd love to share, especially if you haven't yet shared in the container. I would love to hear new voices. People who maybe are listening, even if you want to put it in the chat, this is the time to kind of speak your truth, to share your heart. Yes, Gigi, go ahead and share.
I just want to say that for the most part, this has been very much needed, especially during this time energetically, because dealing with everything from the eclipse to the retrograde, and I've just been feeling all the energies coming through, especially this week for some reason. And today is World Lupus Awareness Day. And for someone who's a lupus warrior, I needed all the help that I could get through this day because it made me feel even more aware of what I had been pushing through, what I had been coming through and having to achieve and overcome. And so breathing through and working through and moving through all of this with the practices through this workshop has been um, pivotal in my uh, in my sense of how I was feeling throughout this week. So um, I greatly appreciate all of the hard work that you guys put through with this, all the leaders, the presenters, all of you. I'm very thankful and very grateful.
Thank you so much, Gigi. Can we all take ourselves off of mute and give Gigi a big ashtahe for sharing? Ashtahe.
Hey.
So amazing. Thank you for being here today doing this. And I know today is also Mother's Day, so it was really powerful to have the Queen Codes and a big tribute to our mother ancestral line during this journey today. I think it is in the US today. Would anyone else like to share anything that came to the surface? Anybody that has anything kind of just potent to bring forward? Oh, Sunday. Sunday is Mother's Day.
Yeah,
Can you?
yeah, it's
Hi, it's Tori in the dark. Woohoo! Can you see me? With these candles. It's kind of like I'm telling a horror story, but that was so powerful, incredibly. Yeah. It was amazing. Jess, thank you. Amyann, incredible. Oh my God, just from the sovereign love to the queen codes, it just is really, really impactful. And I'm able to feel, I've been walking around numb for a while, super numb. And just to, and when I'm numb, yeah. And then it went from being numbness to feeling anger, and then feeling sad, and then grieving that, and then back to the love vibration. And it's in this love frequency that I'm really capable of seeing clearly. Because when I was angry and pissed, I'm typing all these messages to people like, I hate you, or, just whatever I'm going through. And it's like, okay, what version or what vibration do I want to show up in? And I've been able to stop myself from sending these messages from these places of just extreme density, like dense in my body. I've been walking around dense for months now, just so heavy, waking up every day. I can't do this anymore. And these practices were incredible. And then I also really loved Bryant's message about taking the mind and taking the energy that you're feeling and give all the energy to your future's higher self that, that they'll need, and then the ancestors. And so I think a big key for my healing is taking the focus off of I was going to say taking the focus off myself and onto like the collective. Like that's when I can really like shift a lot more quickly. So I just really appreciate you guys. And I miss Tulum. I miss you. But Mickey King and I are holding it down in Atlanta. So we got to do a retreat here or something. Love you all.
Sherry. Oh my God. Can we all take ourselves off of mute? Palms together. And give Tori a big ashe.
Yay.
Oh, thank you for sharing love, and thank you for acknowledging all the experiences that you've been having and everything that you've been going through. And it's so powerful to be connected back to these practices and to bring the tools in and reallow ourselves to feel again, all the things. Thank you for sharing. We're going to take one more share. Would anybody else like to share their experience from today? Anything that's alive, anything that's coming through?
I'll share. And I don't even know exactly what I'm going to share yet, but I just feel like I'm going to share. Yeah, I feel, I still feel some resistance in my body, but I feel a lot more movement than I have in a while. And I think just reminding myself or having these tools to remind myself that I can start to move, that the feeling is grief. I've been in a long episode of grief this last year, as I'm sure a lot of people have, and grief, confusion, anger, and I feel like I'm on the cusp of trying to break through that. And it's really scary to let go. And I just appreciate this space for everyone showing up and just sending all of their energy and just allowing it to start to move through my body where it's been really, really stuck. So it's been so powerful and just really helpful for me to just remember to show up for myself and that I'm all I need in this and that I have everything it takes, to get through these times. So yeah, lots of emotions coming up, and I just appreciate all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing, Heather. Can we all take a deep breath with Heather? Breathing in and exhaling. And generating some electricity in your palms of unconditional love. And all this ashe, sending all this love to Heather's heart. Ashe.
Namaste.
Ashtahe. Heather, so amazing.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for being here. And can we have everybody put their Instagram handles inside of the chat? We would love to connect with you deeper. We would love to share, tag you in videos. We would love to just, get to know you even deeper. If you want to share your Instagram handles, that would be so, so amazing. We can also follow each other, stay connected to each other, be in this experience even deeper. Yeah, it means so much for us to be able to connect with you guys. Even if you guys have just been like listening and you haven't had your camera on, that's perfectly fine. We're so grateful for you being here and we would deeply love to connect with you. And yes, okay, beautiful. Okay, so I just want to go ahead and share. Some of you guys were on the call at the end of the day. And I'm just gonna put yours. I think you just sent it to me. Okay, amazing. I know that some of you guys were on the call at the end of yesterday. Some of you guys were, some of you guys weren't, but yesterday we shared something super powerful. So every single one of our coaches that are part of this experience are also inside of our metamorphosis container. And every single time we meet in that container, we meet every single week on Wednesday evenings for the entire year. And all of our coaches are a part of this program with us for the entire year, diving into these practices, moving through the 7 stages. And we've designed a rite of passage journey. So after every single stage of the process, we have an initiation. And once you submit your initiation, we almost kind of gamified the process where you can pass into the next stage of evolution. And then you go into a new stage, a new pod, you have new lessons, and life becomes your ceremony. So although this is the course, and maybe you even felt it during this experience, that all the things that were coming up here in this container were then being mirrored into life. Maybe you kind of experienced some of the things where it answered the exact thing that you needed during the session today, or during the session yesterday, or at some point in the week. And this is kind of what happens in the course, but for an entire year. And so part of what happens is we kind of set a ceremonial container so that life becomes your playing field. And every single thing starts, let's say you set an intention, life will then start to test you in that intention and bring forward the lessons and also bring you the things that you're asking for in that, using the tools. And so we learn all these tools. We have all these different teachers that are teaching inside of the container so that we can enhance and step into self-mastery. Right. So today was about stage 5. Today was about the queen codes, and tomorrow, and we also had stage 6. Bryant's a stage 6 teacher. So we got to kind of mix the feminine. And tomorrow we're going to be diving into more of the masculine. We have the king codes and we have abundance, which is going to be super powerful. We have a mirror tomorrow, which is the founder of Embodied Masculine. And we also have Gina Swire, who is an incredible manifestation and abundance teacher. She is like one of the best that I've ever met. She is literally incredible. And they're going to be teaching tomorrow, which is so amazing that we have such amazing people in our field. We're so lucky. We're literally so lucky to have these teachers. It's like we can go to the ends of the world finding teachers that we resonate with. And I feel like it's really special to be like, every single teacher that we have is just really, really profound. And we took, a lot of time to find these teachers as well, and they became our really good friends, and we're really lucky and we're really fortunate to be surrounded in this, literally some of our best friends, actually most of them are our best friends. They became our best friends over the last 3 years, which is really cool. And yeah, our intention is also to continue spreading that frequency, and everybody in the container starts to build that as well. That friendship with people that are, people that they can trust, people that they can rely on, people that are on the same level, people that are on the same frequency. They have the same ways of being and thinking, and they have that like-minded, mentality. And it's really powerful when we can be in containers and environments that allow us to thrive in that way. And I know, Melina's in that container. She's already a part of Metamorphosis, which is amazing. I love it. I know we have Caitlin, who's already part of the journey. And so if you are interested in being a part of this journey, Amyann is going to put a link to the form inside of this chat. And if you feel called to join and you want to apply, go ahead and apply for this experience. And we'll have a conversation with you. We'll talk about any questions that you have around the actual container. And we'll be able to share more about the details and what it actually involves. And we would love to, have you in this experience and have you in this container. And every single person here is obviously, if you're here, you're already aligned to this environment. You're already on the growth path. You're on the spiritual awakening path. You get the meaning of life, Like if you're here, there's a part of your soul that understands why we all are here on this planet. It's not just like to work ourselves to death and, go through the whole tragedy of the human experience. We're here to actually enlighten ourselves, to become light and to become love, and to learn what that means in all of the different, stages, literally. And we were blessed and fortunate enough to, receive this map and to envision this map. And we spent the last year uncovering this map and dissecting this map and working with the coaches to put all the pieces together and to understand how everything connects to the whole. And yeah, we are really grateful for all of the people that are involved in the process and for our community that are already part of this and already said yes to joining us, which is amazing. And if you also want to join in the experience, you can go ahead and apply, and we would love to have you. And I would love to know, does anyone here have any questions, or does anyone think that they're interested in the experience? Yeah, Heather, maybe. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. And if there's anybody else, I know Tori, we talked about it. You guys can message me, ask me questions, dive into it. We would love to answer your questions. We would love to hear from you. And yeah, we really are just grateful for you guys being a part of this, for being with us. And tomorrow we're going to be back at 6 p.m. Eastern. We have a beautiful transmission on stage 6. So we're going to be diving into the energetics of stage 6, and the archetype of the wisdom keeper. Tomorrow is the wisdom keeper. So after we're embodied in our leadership and our empowered leader, and we're in service, then we start becoming the wisdom keeper, the sacred, holding that sacred. And if you guys have seen the picture of our art, we actually had a beautiful artist channel this art piece from Guatemala. And it's this chrysalis woman sitting inside of these grandmother hands coming out of the tree of life. If you guys have seen that art, that's part of the essence of the brand. And those grandmother hands are the wisdom keeper. That is the wisdom keeper that's holding the chrysalis. And so essentially, this is the energetics of this program, this course, all like the chrysalis itself. It is the wisdom keeper holding the sacredness and the safety of the chrysalis inside of her hands. So this is super powerful, and we're so grateful for the artist who was able to really put our brand in a visual representation. We put a lot of time into every single part of this brand, this company, everything, so that we could really build and bring this energy to you. And that's kind of what the essence of the program is. So tomorrow we're going to be coming in with that energetic, with that frequency, and we are so excited and we're so grateful for you guys. So can we all take ourselves off of mute and rub our palms together, generating electricity? And can we all give each other a massive ashtray?
Y'all,
Ashtahay. Ashtahay. It's my microphone. Ashtahay.
sing it, Gabe. The queen of Ashtahay.
Open up that voice chakra. I love it. Oh my God, so good. Tom, it's so good to see you guys. I love it. And go ahead and connect with us on Instagram. You guys, we really love you. We're so grateful for you. Thank you for being here. We will see you tomorrow. Go ahead and don't forget to comment on the daily giveaway post on the Chrysalis page. We would love to, you guys, whoever comments, we're going to pick a winner to receive a coaching session with Jessica Marshall on Sovereign Love. So definitely go ahead and enter yourselves to win. We will see you tomorrow. We love you, love you, love you. Ashtahay.
Love you long time, fortune cookie.
There you go. That was amazing.